Hey, TACman back with Skills of Survival for a segment on oil lamps, kerosene lamps, things like that. I want to talk about lamps, but more specifically I want to talk about the wick in the lamp. Most of your lamps that burn all different kinds of oils and things like that, they have a wick. This thing sticking up right there, that cotton batting type thing. And these right here are not very cheap, and I'm talking to like the survivalist community, the preppers, things like that. I want to talk about a place where you can get them very, very cheap, and that's like at any Goodwill or flea market, rummage sales, garage sales, things like that. Any place where you find old clothes and things that people are trying to get rid of. Okay, and what I'm talking about are these little tape type webbing belts, and they come in all different colors and things like that in some of the stores, ladies belts and you know, clothing and things like that. And you got some that are wide like this and even wider like this. But I've seen these wicks. Some of them are round like cordage, some of them are thin, some of them are wider, but I figured out a way. And also, while you're looking, you need to avoid things like this. This is just a piece of cotton material that's been sewn. I guess you could fold it and sew it, but I'm talking about something that's quicker and easier. And then you have belts like this. It's made out of that stretchy material. That won't work either. It's got rubber in it, so you really wouldn't want to use that. So I went to a hardware store and I bought some of these wicks for my lamps, and it was about an 8-10 inch piece of material like that, cost 15 bucks or so. And I was in the local Goodwill store and I happened to see these belts hanging there, and I just pulled those wicks out and started measuring them and everything. It's the same kind of material, looks like them. I mean, all you got to do is cut off a piece of it and it works just fine. I've been using it in my lamps now ever since. But I've run across these wide ones like this, and I was wondering if they were any good. So what I'd done is I took my scissors and I cut me, because I had a small lamp, these belts here were too big for, so I cut me off a little piece of it down one of these ribs like so. But I cut it, you know, about 10 or 15 inches long, and found out that after you pull a few strings off this way and off the ends there, it stays intact. It's a good little wick for and even these, I suppose you could cut and make them into whatever shape or form you'd want to, but I know these wide ones like this, they work really good for that. But that's my little segment to show you that you don't have to pay $15–20 for a piece of batting wick for an oil lamp or a kerosene lamp or something of that nature, when you can just go to the Goodwill, or I mean, some people check out your wives' closets and old belts and stuff, and you know, any place that sells old used clothing, you can probably run across some of these. So I mean, they're real cheap. First one I got, I saw it at the Goodwill and I measured it to everything it fit, and I paid a nickel for it. So I got this 30 or 36 inch piece of wick material when I paid $15 for a little 10 or 15 inch section. So, and I've been using these for ever since, and they work really good. So just as long as they're the cotton ones, try to stay away from anything that's plastic or got rubber in it, or it's made out of any kind of acrylic or anything like that. So just check it, make sure it burns like cotton before you use it. Make sure it don't have a filler in the middle that's going to burn crazy. But that's my segment on wicks for candles, for oil lamps. And I just thought it was a real good idea, so I'm putting it out there so everybody can see it. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, and I'll come up with some more stuff real soon. Thank you. Tack Man out.